Hey y'all, it's Ali. Welcome to Little Hill Homestead. Today, well, my kids coming over for dinner. They come over once a week, and I decided to make kind of a fall-ish dessert. But this is also not folly at all because it's still August and it's a million degrees outside. But what I'm making today is well, we call it our famous caramel apple dip, but it's famous in our own right, basically. We got this recipe. We've made it our entire lives. We got it from a family friend of my side of the family a million years ago. We've eaten it forever. And it's super easy. But what I like about it is you can use it two ways. The first way, caramel apple dip. So basically this is like a cream cheese based dip. It kind of like is got a cheesecake vibe, but it also has brown sugar. So it kind of, I call it caramely. You can drizzle caramel over the finished product and then you dip apples into it. So you eat it with apple slices. That's the basic way that we eat apple dip. The second thing you can do with it is once you have your apple dip finished, you can thin it out with a tiny little bit of milk or whipping cream. And you can pour it over grapes and make a really, really fantastic grape salad with this. But your base is going to be the same either way. So the first thing you're going to need is some kind of mixer. That's just the easiest way to do this. Let's see. Okay, I have 1 block of cream cheese. It's 8 ounces. Other countries, their stuff is different, I'm learning. So maybe I need to travel more. So this is just a 1 ounce block. It's an 8 ounce block of cream cheese. I buy the store brand often because unless the good stuff is on sale, I don't like to pay full price for it. The box is sitting there. I tried to hide it. So that is our block of cream cheese. The next thing you're going to need for this recipe, I'm going to lift this up, by the way, is you need 2 types of sugar. It takes 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar, plopping that in. Takes a 1/2 cup of regular old white sugar, cane sugar, whatever you decide to use is just fine. The last thing you need, this is our homemade vanilla. You need 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. That's it. Talk about simple, right? I'm going to give this a whirl until the cream cheese breaks apart a little bit and the sugar incorporates into the cream cheese. So hold on 1 second. I should have said our cream cheese was softened before we started, and so it shouldn't take too long to do this. Now I'm going to stop it and scrape the bottom because I've told you guys before, I have issues with my KitchenAid. I had a vintage one. I call it vintage. It was from the 90s that I loved, but I think we finally killed it. And so I'm using my new one. I don't like it as much as I did my older one. It doesn't reach the bottom. The motor's not as strong. I just have a lot of issues for paying as much money as we did for it not to work great. So eventually, maybe I'll invest in a different kind of mixer, but for now, this is what I got. And it does okay. I'm not complaining too badly, but there's certain things that it just can't handle. So I'm scraping it and turning it on one more time. Okay, that's it. So I'm going to show you the consistency of this so that you know what we end up with. So it is like thick. It is thick and it's great for dipping apples in, you guys. You don't even know. I can't describe it. I call it caramel apple. It really is like a caramel cheesecake type of vibe. The brown sugar gives it that darker color. And it's just so good. Like I said, we serve it on apples. I'm going to cut the apples in a little bit. I like to let this sit in the fridge. We're going to lick it. I like to let this sit in the fridge for just a little bit to kind of re-thicken back up since it's been sitting on the counter, letting the cream cheese warm up to room temp. I will tonight, actually, I think what we're going to do is I showed you guys our apples from our tree. I might steal some of them and use them for this. If not, I have some really good organic honey crisp that we got on a good deal as well. So this stuff, the sugar will slowly kind of dissipate if it feels granular in your mouth when you try it now. So good. For me, it's nostalgic. We used to pack our lunches when we went to Disneyland because I was raised in Southern California. And we would keep this in the cooler in the car. And after we had our lunches, we were allowed to have this as like we'd go out to the car and we'd all eat in the car and then go back into Disneyland. And we'd keep this in the car as like our little like dessert treat. So it's super good on apples. The other thing you can do, like I was saying, is this is my kids' favorite thing. They consider it a side dish, which is funny to me because it's kind of a dessert, is when I get the big boxes of grapes at like Costco or whatever, we can never get through those. And so we'll eat them for a few days. And when I feel like, okay, I need to get these moving out of our household, I will make a batch of grape salad. So all that I do is take the grapes, clean them really well, put them into a bowl, however much your family will eat in one serving. I make this exact recipe, put maybe, I would say, 1/8 of a cup to 1/4 of a cup of milk. I kind of just eyeball it and splash it in there, mix it around, and it's going to thin it way out. Then you take that and you pour it over your grapes. If you want to, some people do add like walnuts or different stuff like that. I don't see a need. My kids don't need it. And so all that I do is give them the grapes with the dip over it. That's the second way we use it. But apple dip, you can't go wrong, you guys. Right now, apples are going to start coming into season. And everybody likes like a caramely type of vibe this time of year as we're getting into fall. And so that's why I thought this would be a good dessert for us for tonight. So we are going to give everybody a little tiny dish of this and then like maybe half of an apple sliced up and then just mow it because that's what you're going to want to do. Because as soon as I turn this video off and I go scrape this bowl, I'm going to be licking it. I'm not going to lie. It's delicious. So that is our apple dip recipe or caramel apple dip recipe, depending on what you want to call it. I'm going to have the recipe below for this. But like I said, okay, keep a block of cream cheese in your house at all times. It should just be a requirement. So we're going to be doing, my dogs, of course. We're going to be doing a video, by the way. We're going to be doing a week of dinners for a family of, we think, four, not sure what price yet. We're working out the details to see. We looked at like what the USDA recommends for like a household to spend on groceries in a week. We looked at a bunch of different, like what the average family size is, which is like 3, which is crazy to me because I don't think that's actually correct. But we're thinking of doing, and if you guys want to input below and let us know what you think, we're thinking to do a family of 4, 7 dinners, and I'm thinking maybe $100. I don't know yet. Maybe less. I'm not sure. So I would love your input. I don't think I can do it on 50. I would love to try, but I don't think I can. So if you guys will input below, what's your average grocery bill and your household size? I'd love to know. Anyways, go make your apple dip. Enjoy the fall weather that should be here hopefully soon. And oh yeah, by the way, I know I've showed you guys this before. This is a vintage tablecloth that I sewed into a shirt. And so don't ask me where I got it because it's handmade. Anyways, thank you for watching, you guys, and I appreciate it. Go eat some apple dip. Bye.